Hi there. You know, lately I've been thinking on a couple of things that we can do, that I can personally do to improve my life. And as someone who has been in leadership for many years and I do train leaders, there's something very clear to me that most of us have been doing wrong and we can effect some corrections. And that is the fact that we don't think like millionaires. We don't think like corporations. Now, this time of the year, most corporations have their budget for 2024 already. They're already doing their accounting system, they're winding down, and by 31st, for most of them, some of them, the financial year will end in November, or some in mid-February or latest March. They wind down all activities, they take stock, they know what is missing, make provision for bad debts, they know how to balance their books at the end of the year. Now, the budget for 2024 is ready. For most government, like the United States, from where I'm recording this, and the UK and some other nations that I've been to this year, they submitted already their budgets and already it's being passed. In fact, some of them are already, working on, the details of the next year budget. It's everything is done. They've appropriated everything, and by October ending, it's already passed. Yeah, I know some nations where the lawmakers are on holidays. Nobody is talking. The appropriation for next year will be submitted by November, and it's going to be April or June next year before they are passed. Okay, so we can't take those as models, but let's take models from successful countries and their companies, organizations, corporations, and see what they do differently. They already tidying up everything about 2023. They're talking 2024. Their midterm or the short-term goals for the next 3 years, they're already thinking and appraising what they have done and accomplished this year. And then the midterm and then the long term. And they're thinking about 10 years from now. And all these are in place. In fact, one of the secrets I've found with corporations is if they come into a city and they want to site, an office or factory or something to a place, they don't do that from the existing city, from the existing center of the city. They calculate, they check up, go into land development, see where development areas are, which areas are expanding, and look at the land. What happens to it in the next, the city? Where is it growing to? What is the building plan for the city? And where is the projection for 10, 15 years? And they go to site their offices or industries around those places. Usually when they do that, it looks like, what are they doing? What are these guys doing? What are they doing? But you wait. 10 years down the road, where they are now becomes the city center. What are your plans for 2024? Do you know where your deficits are now, what your deficits are? Do you know what you missed this year? Opportunities you missed, relationships you messed up? Are you sitting down to make your calculations? 2024 is here. 2024 is here. Now we're in November, and then we'll be out of it in a short while. Just in another week or so, we're out of November. And then we're beginning to look for another year. Have you sat down to think about what you're going to do in 2024? What are the areas of your deficits this year? What are your credit areas? What are the areas you're going to make up? What are corrections you're going to take? What are new projects you're going to undertake? What are the new ways you'll generate income next year? Remember this. If you fail to plan, it's even a plan. That means you plan to fail. I hope at the time we'll be saying Happy New Year 2024. You are ready to hit the ground. One thing I notice in religious nations like, many developing nations, everybody is waiting for January to start fasting and prayers from January to March. You're going to do 90 days. What's that all about? 2 months or 3 months of the year is gone in fasting. Then you don't have 12 months anymore. Smart people will begin their programs now. You start posting and you start getting your fasting and prayer, getting whatever preparations you want to do, whatever things you want to do, planning, you do them now So January the 1st, you hit the ground running. I pray you have the wisdom to maximize the moment